Hey you guys, got a situation here. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for being here. If you are back, thank you so much for being here. If you are just new checking out this channel, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Welcome to the family. So in the previous video, I was just talking about jealousy, envy, human emotions, and so this will be like a follow-up, like a part 2, and I just wanted to cover a little bit of being mature and handling how you feel. Okay, so if you guys are on this channel, you guys know that we talk about spirituality, shadow work, healing work, self-love, and so I want to talk about the mature side of dealing with your emotions. Okay, and so I'm sure you guys have had a spiritual awakening and you have to ask yourself tough questions. So this is a part of the spiritual awakening, being truthful, being honest with ourselves. And so most of the time when people are dealing with certain types of jealousy, whether it's envy, again, I like to state certain people know, but then you have those who are unaware or who didn't have the certain proper teaching when it comes to certain emotions and the proper development, right? Okay, and so the mature thing to do is to be honest with yourself and to be truthful. And as hard as it may seem, or as easy as it may seem, certain people don't want to believe that they have these type of emotions, I want to say. And you just might have to do shadow work, of course, and cleansing and trying to identify with why you feel a sense of those type of feelings, because it's associated with lack, it's associated with not understanding yourself or even having the confidence in again, the understanding of who you are, because it's associated with low self-esteem, not having any confidence, or it can be performative confidence, like when you get around certain people that you put on this show, but when you're at home you are feeling feelings of deep depression because you know that you're not living in your truth when it comes to you being honest about who you really are, right? And so again, those type of people who deal with emotions and they don't address certain things, they have a tendency to um, fester emotions, and they put on performative acts, like they get around certain people and when they may, talk about their accomplishments or embellish their accomplishments when in reality it's made up, or it's just not true at all. And this is just one area of that, because this is what you see a lot in, of course, business or the financial world. And so and these are just certain things that I picked up from other people that I've heard talk about. And so yeah, um, I feel that when we face ourselves, and they can be the most darkest parts of ourselves, the most hidden parts of ourselves, we're able to clear up certain things. We're able to understand who we are in a sense of knowing that we have a shadow, knowing that we have a possibility of being jealous or envious, or doing certain acts because we are insecure, or it's okay to talk about those certain things. And I think that a lot of people don't want to admit it that they have felt these things before, or they have may even be struggling with feelings of or low self-esteem, or not seeing themselves as worthy. And I think that it has to, I guess, society have to start accepting that these are the things that people deal with and go through. And not saying that it's okay and the actions of those insecurities or the lack of is justified, but it should be seen as okay, it should be talked about. So I feel that when people don't talk about certain things, even just with a therapist or, with a person who is of a profession that can help you, physically or mentally, um, it start to fester. Okay, and we have to be honest with that and say that it grows into something very dark, very like I said before in the last video, it's very hidden and it's very still, but it's very cold and rigid, these types of energies, but they're very quiet, they're very, sometimes subtle, and like I said before, we can pick up on things, we can feel certain things. And when you're a mature person, you're going to catch yourself. If you're on social media and you see other people and they're doing well, and you start to look at them with a side eye, you may say, "Oh my God, look at this person always talking about this and talking about that." You gotta say, "Hold on a second. If you're a mature person, like, let me check myself. Where is this energy coming from? I feel like this. Am I working hard enough? Am I doing what I need to be doing? Why am I feeling like this about this person or that person or what they're doing?" You know what I'm saying? And you have to be honest with that. You have to be truthful and say that, uh, you know, it could be you're just not dedicating yourself. And you see this person and they're living in their glory, and now you feel some type of way because you're not dedicating yourself or you're not consistent with the things that you want to do. You're not choosing your own happiness, and you may see this person and they're happy and they're abundant, and you're like, well, how do I get how do I get to that point? And instead of you hating on that person or looking at them as an enemy or as a threat, maybe you should reach out to that person and ask them, hey, how did you get this? Or hey, how did you accomplish those things? Because let's just be honest, a lot of successful people share a lot of information. It's there, and you have to be able to take yourself out of yourself and remove all of that stuff that is cluttered and festered. And I'm talking about emotions here. You have to be able to remove all of that stuff and say, okay, wow, like, if I could just get out of my own head and my own self, I can really see this person as just a regular person who have focused on their emotions and their passions and the things that they really want to do with their life, and they have dedicated themselves to that, and now look at them, they are a success. That's something to be proud of, that's something to be happy. And I'm not saying that you have to give people fake support and things that, no, that's a little silly, but you don't have to see other people and hate on them either. You don't have to see them and say, oh wow, there's room for everybody out here to shine. Okay, and this is the beautiful thing about being mature, understanding who you are, and working with your shadow self, and working with those deep deep emotions that you may have had since childhood, right? It's good to work through those different emotions and say, wow, them they have the ability to go out and do something beautiful with their lives. That gives me inspiration to work on myself and to help heal myself so that I'm able to feel those things too, right? Because it's possible, and we live in an infinite reality, in regards of the spiritual realm, and having access to different information and knowledge and wisdom. You have to be grateful for that and say, you know what, I could have been on the other end of the spectrum and, be bitter because I didn't choose the right things, or um, I chose to not, do what I had. I chose not to do the right things with what I had, and now I don't have those things anymore, or whatever the case. You have to be able to identify and say, this is where I am, this is who I am right now, and I want to do better. And you have access to that kind of energy from the universe, from your ancestors, if you allow yourself to have that, right? And so when it comes to the people and their successes and things that they're doing in their lives and have on. Um, and the power is endless, it's infinite, and you too can connect with that. You just have to believe in yourself and understand that you have to do the shadow work and you have to work on yourself in order to see that come to fruition for you and materialize into the things that you want to see. So that's all I have for this video, you guys. Thank you so much. Be sure to, leave a comment. Yeah, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.